Hi, thanks for joining me today on Good Friday. I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. I just want to take a moment just to say how grateful I am to each one of you for joining me. It helps to create a routine for myself and for all of you. I feel very fortunate that I'm able to come and film in our studio, and maybe that just helps make us all feel like we're still together practicing. So find a comfortable position to begin in. It can be seated or on your back, just whatever is most comfortable for you. If you are lying down, make sure you support your neck. If your back's bothering you, let your knees bend. If you're sitting up, just move yourself into a comfortable seat. And just take a long, deep breath in. And a long, deep breath out. And give yourself a moment just to follow the rhythm of your breath. Trying not to force your breath. Just letting it come and letting it go. And as you breathe mindfully, we start to follow a natural rhythm of our breath. And all those thoughts that fill our mind can begin to slow down. Our mind thinks, I am inhaling. Our mind thinks, I am exhaling. I am inhaling. I am exhaling. We slowly find ourselves becoming present in this moment. Become aware of the ground supporting you. Just noticing how that support feels within your body. Noticing sensations. Trying not to judge the sensations, but just noticing. And the body softens. And the breath continues to deepen naturally. The mind begins to soften. And we can begin to welcome these moments of stillness. Slowly, awareness begins to return. Breath by breath, we begin to welcome movement into the body. Just starting to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Starting to rotate the wrists and rotate the ankles. Making big circles, moving in both directions. Bring some gentle movement into the neck. Side to side. And gently up and down. Take a moment to stretch your body out fully and a big deep breath in as you tighten everything just as tight as you can tighten it. And a big, long, loud letting go exhalation as you release. And do that one more time. Breathing in, tighten everything. And breathing out, let everything release. If you are in a seated position, just allow yourself to come down onto your back. If you're already on your back and your knees are not bent, just let your knees bend. Make sure you support your head if you need to, and maybe just readjust, repositioning your neck. Let your knees start to rock a bit from side to side. Always exploring the distance between your feet. Do you need them closer or wider? Remember, each time we come to our mat, it's a place of discovery. Trying to let go of those expectations we have that it should be the same as the last time or better even. And just take this time to practice some kindness to yourself. And then pause at the center. Take a breath or two just to make yourself as tiny as you can, whether it's head up or head down, holding shins, backs of thighs or feet. Just a breath or two, working into all those internal organs, and also releasing all those emotions that we bottle up in that belly area. And then let the head come down if it was up. Place your feet on the floor. Extend your legs along the mat. Unless your back bothers you, then keep that left knee bent and the left foot on the floor. Extend the arms out to a T position, and if you're able to slide them up higher, slide them up higher. And as you inhale, lift your right leg and your left arm. As you exhale, lower them down and stay on that diagonal, inhaling right leg, left arm, exhaling right leg, left arm. That was twice. See if you can do 5 more for a total of 7. If that is not enough, or if that is too many, the thing to keep in mind is that you are in charge of yourself and your practice. So do what truly benefits you. Don't do something because I am telling you to. I am one person, and there's many of you out there. Keep that core of the body strong so you're not overarching the back. You're staying connected, top and bottom half. And while I said lift and lower, also think about lengthening. Feel the shoulders connect to the ground evenly. And when you've done the 7 or the number you're going to do, pause. Bring your knees into the chest, or just simply bend the knees and keep the feet on the floor and rock a bit from side to side. And that can involve bringing the nose up to the knees. It's up to you. Then place the foot soles on the floor. Extend the legs out. If back bothers, keep the right knee bent. The arms can start at shoulder height or go higher. It's an inhale, left leg, right arm, and exhale, lower and lengthen on that diagonal. Try as best you can to do the same number on this side as you did to the other side. I'm pretty sure if you don't do the same number that nothing will happen to you. Keep breathing. Notice your breath. Is it different from one side to the other? Perhaps you have a sore shoulder or a tight hamstring. Maybe the breath is different on this side. Your breath tells you a story. And it's your job to listen to the story of your breath and follow it. Let it be your guide. Try not to move into pain. And again, when you've done the same number or what feels like the same on this side, pause. Let the knees bend. Either rock from side to side here, or make yourself tiny, or bring the nose up to the knees, but soften those shoulders. And then you can stretch out. Again, if the back is bothering you, keep the left knee bent, keep the foot on the floor. Arms are out at a T. You breathe in, bring the right leg up. Breathe out, bring the hands to the back of the right thigh, bend the knee, and flex the foot. You open the arms to the ground, straighten the leg, and lower it down. You're staying on the right side, so leg comes up, Bend the knee, draw the knee towards the armpit, foot sole faces the ceiling. Press the leg up, lower it down. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, leg straightens, arms open, breathing out. See if you can repeat it 7 times on this side. So you're moving into a half a happy baby. And more than anything, the movement and the breath connects, and it becomes a moving meditation. When the mind follows the rhythm of the breath, it's hard for the mind to be distracted by thoughts. We give the mind a place of focus. When you finish, you pause, bend the knees, let them rock. Come back to the center, straighten both legs out, or keep that right knee bent if you need to for your back. Breathing in, leg lifts, breathing out. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. And depending on your hips, on your low back, some of you can actually bring that knee down towards the armpit. Keep the natural curve of your spine, which includes your low back and your neck. Use the strength right here at the core, at the hara, at the center. Breathing. Notice the quality of your breath. When you can start to make your exhalations a little bit longer than your inhalations, you move yourself into the relaxation response. You increase your lung capacity. So many benefits to being mindful and present within your breathing. When you've done the same number or the number that you're choosing to do on that side, finish bending the knees, again, rocking them, or if you can, lift the feet off the floor and go into a full happy baby position. And remember, you can always hold the ankles or keep the hands on the backs of the thigh. Use your breathing. Try to make sure this baby is happy. And when you finish, you can either bend the knees, put the feet on the floor, and roll over to one side to come up. Or if there's not neck or back or tailbone problems, move through a few of these spinal rocks. Keep the chin tip lightly down so that you're not creating a whiplash effect. And when you finish in an upright position. And as always, if you need to sit up on the blocks to lift the hips and tilt the pelvis, do that. Just roll your shoulders back a few times. Roll them forwards a few times. And then take a look at what leg is in front. Stretch your legs out, bounce into your knees, rock it out a bit. And then see if you can cross your legs the opposite way. And remember that if it's uncomfortable to be cross-legged, stretch your legs out. So you'll bring your right hand behind your back, and you'll take your left hand, interlace your fingers, and this left arm, it points back, and it's like you're drawing the hand around the low back, keeping your shoulders pointing straight ahead and pointing that left elbow straight back. Now drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep the right shoulder dropping down. Try to keep the weight even on both your glutes. You're looking straight ahead. Now, depending on how your neck feels, keep drawing that left elbow back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you. Depending on your neck, you can look down to your left shoulder. Look straight ahead. And then look up to the ceiling, keeping both shoulders even. Feel the breath in the back body. Gaze straight ahead, gaze down to the shoulder, and just move the neck depending on what you need. Finish looking straight ahead. Bring your head up, chin parallel to the floor. And as you exhale, look way back over that left shoulder without turning this into a twist. Bring your head back to the center. Take your hands and move them the other way. So the left hand is behind the back. The right elbow is drawing back. Shoulders are even. You're not in a back bend position. You drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Keep your breath. Now, depending on how the neck feels, you look down to the right shoulder. You look straight ahead, breathing into your back body. Don't start to create a back bend. You look up to the ceiling, drawing the right elbow back, both shoulders down. And then you flow with your breath, depending on how your neck feels. Looking down, center, maybe up, breathing. Try as best you can to do, about the same on each side. When you finish looking straight ahead. Bring the head up, chin parallel to the floor. And as you exhale, look way back over that right shoulder. Look right out of the corners of your eyes. Use your eyeballs. Use your drishti. And then bring the head back to the center. Release, walk those fingers out. Take a long breath in. Gather up all the positive energy you can. Take your eyes up, your gaze up. And as you exhale, join the hands, bringing the thumbs down to the sternum, looking down to the fingertips. Extend the arms out. Inhale, lift. Only lifting the arms to what is comfortable for your shoulder. Exhale, hands meet in prayer. Thumbs come down through the heart. 2 more times. Inhale, gather up everything positive that you can, all the things you're grateful for. Bring them down into your heart. Feel the movement in the neck, the length in the spine. Last time, breathing in. Create space between your ribs. Exhale, so much gratitude for all that we have. Release the hands to the knees. Bring some movement into the spine, making large circles, as large as you can, without moving into pain. Keep in mind there is sometimes discomfort, but discomfort and pain are 2 different things, and it's up to us to try to differentiate. And human nature says no pain, no gain. But remember, it's not about the pain. It's about learning to let go, switch and go the other way. Let go of those expectations that the more it hurts, the better it is. And try to find strength and ease in the body instead. Once you've gone about the same number in each direction, stop at the center and go into that forward fold, which might be elbows on knees or elbows on floor or fists below the head. Or for some of you, even walking to those fingertips, drawing the shoulders apart. And then curling yourself up just to roll those shoulders back a few times and forwards a few times. Bring the knees up, stretch the legs out, and bounce them out. Rock it out. Rotate those ankles, big circles, other way. And then point and flex the feet. Just feel the whole body jiggle, stay nice and tall. It's good. And then adjust the sit bones. Stretch the right leg out and bring the left foot in. If you need props under that left knee, by all means, use them. Adjust the glutes. Put your fingertips on the floor. And as you exhale, walk over to the right and take yourself into a forward fold, pressing back through the left hip. Keep the weight even on everything on the ground. Take a breath or two here. Use all 10 of your toes. Bring yourself up on that diagonal. Come back to the center and then twist left. Go forward. Use your breathing. Try to press back through the right hip. Use your breath, maybe even placing the hands on the knees so that you know the bottom's not lifting. On the diagonal, bring yourself back up, back to the center, over to the right. Fold the body forward. Breathing now, this time, the right hand goes in the low back. The left hand goes to the outside of that right leg. Torso moves up slightly and you twist right. Elbows bend to open the upper back. Come back. Release the hands, go into the forward fold. Walk to the center. Come up. Twist left. Go forward. Breathing. Breathing. Right hand to left knee, left hand in the low back, torso moves up and you twist left. Weight is even on both glutes, shoulders are down, chins parallel to the floor. Come back over that left leg, fold forward, release the hands, walk back to the center. Draw the shoulders down, either bring the elbows to the floor, fingertips to the floor, or lift the hands, bring them behind in the low back and fold. Use both feet, use all 10 toes. Bring yourself up. See if you could bring that right foot in without using your hands and just rock it out. And if you need to use your hands, then that's what you should do. Keep breathing. Good, come back to the center and extend that left leg out. Readjust, so if you did need a prop or if you do need a prop under the right knee, use it. Bring the foot in, sit nice and tall. Twist over that left leg and take the body forward. Press out through the left toe mound. Draw the shoulders, weights even on the glutes. Keep breathing. Bring yourself up on the diagonal. Come back to the center. Twist to the right. Take the body forward. Keep the weight even on the glutes. Keep the weight even on the feet, even though the feet are in different positions. If you tried to pick your hands up last time and rest them on the knee, do that. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Place the hands back down, come up. Back to the center, going back over that left leg into the forward fold, shoulders drop, right hand goes to the outside of the left leg, left hand in the low back or reach around, grab the right thigh. You come up and then as you exhale, you twist left. Breathing, weights even on the glutes and that right glute really wants to lift. Try not to let it. Bring yourself back over that left leg, release the hands and fold forward. Let go of that twist. Bring yourself up to the center, over the right leg, weights even, so don't be afraid to adjust or wiggle around a bit. Bring yourself into that fold over the right leg. Keep your breathing. Left hand goes to right leg, right hand in the low back. You bring yourself up, get the weight even on both glutes, get both feet working, and you twist to the right. Keep the elbows bent to help move the shoulders. Feel the breath in the low back, so you're not creating a back bend in this twist. Bring yourself back over that right leg. Release the hands. Fold forward over that leg. Bring yourself up. Come back to the center. Walk yourself forward. Again, if you can bring your hands behind, if you held one wrist, hold the opposite. Take yourself forward, use both feet, and just notice if the weight stays even on your glutes. Bring yourself all the way back up. See if you can bring that left leg in without using your hands. Rock it out. You can bring the elbows to the knees and rock here. Just don't create too much force. And then let the movement stop, moving into a forward fold that creates some release for you. Try to roll the feet apart, almost like you're opening up the pages of a book. And bring yourself up, bring the knees up, stretch the legs out, bounce into the knees, rock it out again, rotate the ankles both directions, point and flex the feet, move the body, and then swing your legs behind you. Come onto your hands and knees. So remember, you can use padding if you need padding under the knees. Send the bottom back towards the heels. And go up onto these spider fingertips. Lower the palms, come back up onto the knees. Send the hips to the right, back to the center, over to the left. So perhaps you need to reestablish your foundation, where your hands are, where your knees are. Just going from side to side, keeping the weight as even as you can on everything connected to the ground. You come back to the center. Pause here. Good. Tuck the toes on the right foot. Slide the right leg back. Lift the right leg up. If it doesn't feel good to lift the right leg up, keep the toes on the floor. And then bring the nose and the knee towards each other. Extend the leg back, either toes up or toes down. And as you exhale, round the upper back, bring the nose and knees together. See if you can do 2 more. You can come down to the elbows if the wrists are causing you a lot of grief. It becomes a little harder then. And last time, back. Knee comes down. If you need to release the wrists, you can send the hips back, rotate into the wrists, come back up. Left toes tuck, left leg goes back, staying on the ground or lifting. Tuck and round, nose and knee towards each other. Keep that right knee below the right hip if you can. Extend back. So if you did 4 last time, try for 4 this time. Rounding, rounding, rounding as the leg goes back. Natural curve of the spine, which includes the neck. Use your breath. Notice the weight on that right leg. Can you feel all 5 toes spreading? And if you need the toes tucked, you can tuck them. It's good. Bring the knee down. Send bottom back to heels into child's pose. If this variation of child's pose isn't good for you, you can change it. Put a blanket on the calves. If there's any blood pressure issues, better to stack the fists to keep the head up. Otherwise, you can always slide the hands back to the feet. Take a breath or 2 here. Wiggle the wrists, shake them out a bit. And then bring yourself back up. Roll the shoulders out. Come back onto your hands and knees. So if you don't like this next variation, well, you have the ability to go grab a coffee and just ignore me, or you have the ability to do what we just did. Otherwise, this time, right leg goes back, toes point, leg lifts up, chest lifts, and you create a back bend. Try not to roll the hip up. Drop the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades lightly, and as you exhale, round, round, squeeze the out of the lower abdominals, round the upper back. Leg goes back, toes point, hip drops, breathing. Round. If you can do 4, do 4. Breathing in, opening that front body. Breathing out, releasing the back bend you're creating, nose to knee. Keep your breath. Lift your chest. It's as though the hands draw back, the thigh draws forward. Make sure you round and release the back bend. Bring the knee down. If you need to stretch back and release your wrist before you switch sides, by all means do that. Otherwise, move to the other side. Left leg goes back, toes point, lift, hip drops, chest lift, shoulder blades squeeze lightly. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, belly expands, chest lifts, hips are even. Exhale, tuck and round. Keep your breath. Give yourself the back bend that benefits you, creating space in the spine. Try to do the same number on this side that you did to the other. If you're like me and you continuously forget how many you did, that's okay. Do what feels even. Make sure you finish with rounding to release that back bend. Bring the knee down. Now you can do child's pose as we did it last time, or this time you can open the knees really wide, have the big toes either touch or point towards each other, and send the bottom back to the heels. You can be here on the elbows, or you can go up onto these spider fingertips to release the wrists. You can stay here, or as you exhale, you walk your hands over to the right, you twist to the right, pressing the left hip back. Come back to the center, keeping the natural curve in your neck, no strain. Pause at the center. And as you exhale, you twist left, pressing the hips back to the right. And have your hands as far apart as you need them to benefit your shoulders. Bring yourself back to the center. Pause here, lower the palms. So now your arms are extended quite far ahead of you. Keep them there, and they're about mat width apart. Lift the bottom off the heels. Bring the knees below the hips. Now you can go back to any of the two variations you did, or right leg goes back, round. Right leg goes back and up, creating a back bend. And then if you like, add a push-up. Pressing up, round, squeeze the aorta, the lower abdominals. Leg goes back, hips are square, bend the elbows. Press up, round, squeeze the air out. Press back with control. Find your strength. Bend. Press up. Squeeze the air out, round the upper back last time, or you know the number that you want to do. Press up. Make sure you round and release. Lower the knee down. Take a moment, take care of the wrists if you need. Otherwise, move to the other side. So left leg goes back, round, squeeze the air out, extend the leg back, up, add the push-up, pressing up, round. Remember your options. Do one of the other variations if you like. Connect with your breath. Round, two more if you can. Lift and extend, open the chest, breathe. Make sure that back foot stays on the floor, otherwise you're probably on your kneecap or on your nose. Do the same number on each side if you can. Finish after you've rounded. You can go into the first variation of child's pose, or go back into the one we just did with the knees wide, toes touch, bottom back to heels. Good, breathe there. Go up onto these spider fingertips, so not all the weight of the body, it's very light. Start exhaling as you twist to the right. Now, if that's enough, stay there. Otherwise, take the right hand behind the low back. Some of you will touch the left thigh, some of us won't. You can stay here or lift the torso up, press the hips back, and keep the weight even on both glutes. Come back down on that diagonal, release the right hand back down, walk back to the center, press the hips back, pause. Remember the importance of pause. Check in, make sure you're practicing non-harming. And your next exhalation, you start twisting to the left. Again, up on the fingertips, but not all the weight of the body is there. Drop the shoulders down. You can stay there. Or you take that left hand into the low back, around to the right thigh. Weights even through both glutes. You may find that you can lift the torso up, press the hips back, drop the shoulders, weights even on all 10 toes. Come out of the twist, thigh toward, chest towards thigh. Release the left hand. Walk yourself back to the center, pause on the fingertips. Lower the palms to the floor. Lift the bottom off the heels. Bring the knees and feet parallel and send the hips back. If this is enough, stay there. Otherwise, lift the bottom, tuck the 10 toes under. Send the hips back, lift the knees, and then send the hips up and back to downward dog. You might need or want to walk your dog out a bit, moving the feet a little farther apart, just exploring downward dog. Try not to do it the same every time. Your body, your mind, they get used to it. The idea is to challenge yourself without hurting yourself. And when we get used to change on our mat, change in our daily lives becomes a bit less of a struggle. From here, move yourself into a standing forward fold or a half fold, whatever way is best for you. And notice how you got there. Did you keep the hands flat? Did you need to lift a hand? It's not about judging how you got there. It's just about knowing how you got there. Remember, if you feel dizzy at all, bend the knees, put the elbows on the thighs, and explore the distance between your feet, your foundation. Closer together, farther apart. And then very slowly walk your hands up your legs, bringing yourself all the way back up to a standing position. Roll your shoulders back, roll them forward. Go back and forth from your toes to your heels. It's good, and then let the movement stop. Bring your hands to your hips. Have your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. Soften the knees a bit. Come forward halfway. Go to the right. Come up a little bit back. Go left. Come forward. Now, if that's where you need to be there, keeping the hands on the hips. Otherwise, interlace your fingers, press the palms up. Come halfway forward. Go to the right, come up, go left. If you can go all the way forward, go all the way forward. Use your breathing. Remember your options. Your hands can be on your hips if that's better. And the next time you come to standing, let the movement stop. Lower the arms if they're up. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. Bring the arms up and do the same number of rotations, or keep your hands on the hips this way as you did the other way. When you move into that gentle back bend, it is so important to keep the legs strong. When you've done the same number in this direction that you did in the other direction, finish standing, release the arms, Bend the knees, pause here. Or if you like, you can go into a full forward fold. And in that full forward fold, you can hold the ankles, you can hold the elbows, you can hold the toes. Give yourself the release you need. Keep the legs strong without being locked. And then either walk your hands up your legs or come up with the ears between the arms. Roll the shoulders out. It's good. Go back and forth from toes to heels. And then stand towards the end of your mat. Take your left foot, step it out about one of your leg lengths. Turn the left toes out. Your right toes are either at 90 degrees or turn in slightly. Your hips are relatively even, and you draw your legs together. Keep your hands on your hips or extend your arms out to this so they're parallel to the floor, and extend over that left leg. Make sure the left leg's not locked. Keep breathing. If your shoulders hurt, put your hands on your hips. It's good. You lower the left hand down, bring the right arm up, unless, like I said, your shoulders hurt, then you keep the hand on the hip. Keep breathing. You can look down to the left toe, straight ahead, or up to the right hand. Stay connected top and bottom half at the core. Lift the arches of your feet. Good. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Bring yourself all the way up, bringing the arms parallel to the floor. Draw the legs in, lower the right arm, lift the left, or keep the hand on the hip, and bend over to the right. Breathing. Use the strength of both legs. Make sure the legs aren't locked. Keep the head up by the arm as opposed to hanging it down. Bring yourself up. Open the arms parallel to the floor. Extend, unlock that left leg. One arm lowers, one arm lifts. Breathing. Breathing. If you like, you can add some movement to the arms. Bring them towards each other, shoulder width. And open. Breathe one more time. Together, well, not together, but shoulder width. And open. Bring yourself up, arms parallel to the floor. Check in with your foundation, your feet. Right arm lowers, left up, bending. Make sure neither leg is locked. Stay connected at the core. Breathe. Good. Come all the way up, arms parallel to the floor. Turn all 10 toes parallel or pointing straight ahead. Bend the knees, rest the elbows on the thighs. Stay there, or send those hips back, drop the arms, walk the fingertips forward, lift them off the floor, come into this wide variation of downward dog. Bend the knees, torso arms parallel to the floor. If you need your hands on your thighs to come up, use them. Bring yourself all the way up. Lower the hands to the hips. Right foot turns out. Left foot turns in slightly. So my hips are not as in line as they could be for me. So I know I need to adjust my foundation, which is my feet. So again, right out. Left can be at 90 if that's better, or turn it in. Draw the legs towards each other. It's good. Extend the arms parallel to the floor. Over the right leg. Don't lock that right knee. Lower the arm. Lift the other or put the hand on the hip. Keep breathing. You look down, straight ahead, or up. Use your breath. Gaze comes back to the center of the legs. Bring you up, arms parallel to the floor. Left lowers, right up. Into that bend, squeeze the legs, unlock the knees, pick the 10 toes up. Try not to hang your head, keep breathing. Bring yourself back up. Arms parallel to the floor, extend. Lower right, lift left, find your legs, unlock your knees, use your breathing, add the movement if you like, breathe, use some resistance here, open, make sure you're not feeling this in the back. Remember, this is not a back bend. Here, parallel palms, good, open, strong legs, all the way up, arms parallel to the floor, lower the left, lift the right, lengthen, breathing, natural curve of the low back. Good, all the way up, arms parallel to the floor, hands to hips, all 10 toes point forward, knees bend. So I can tell you my feet are too far apart. I have to bring them in a bit, rest the elbows on the thighs, be here, especially if you feel dizzy or there's any high or low blood pressure. Otherwise, drop the glutes a bit, send the hips back, drop the arms, tap your fingers on the floor, move your arms farther apart than your shoulders, walk them forward, lift your 10 toes, but root the balls of the feet. Drop the ears between the arms, send the hips up and back, breathing, lift your fingers off the floor. I'm watching you. Bend the knees, torso arms parallel to the floor, or place your hands on your thighs. Your legs bring you all the way up. Lower the arms, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Pause in your mountain. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Good, lift your gaze up and find your way to the front of your mat. Just taking a moment, go back and forth from your toes to your heels. Arms up or hands to hips, bending to the right, pressing into that left heel. All the way up, drop the shoulders, go the other way. Good, bring yourself all the way back up. Add a back bend, either hands to the hips, arms can be up if that's better, hands can go down the glutes to the backs of the thighs, but open that chest. Breathe here. The strength of your legs bring you all the way up. Body folds halfway or all the way forward. Breathing. Breathing. Left foot stays where it is. Right leg goes back. Right knee to the ground. Use a blanket if you need, or a block. Come up, hands to hips. Breathe. Press forward through the palms. Arms are shoulder height. That left hip draws back. It's good. Arms open, flex through the hands. Breathe. Breathe. Press, bending to the right. One palm presses down, one presses up. Come back to the center, front hip back, back thigh forward. Bend to the left, breathing, breathing. Coming back up. Palms press forward, hands to the ground. Right toes tuck, knee lifts, step half or full fold. Inhale, come all the way up or walk your hands up the legs. Lower the arms down. Inhale, arms up. Bending to the right. Keep your breath. I'm going to forget to tell you to breathe, but you should breathe. All the way back up, shoulders down. Other side, breathing. All the way back up. Add a back bend. Remember, if the arms are up, arms go back past the head, creating that cradle in the shoulder blades that protects the neck. Use your legs. All the way up. Body folds all the way forward or halfway. This time, right foot stays, left goes back, knee to the ground. You can keep the toes tucked or put the top of the foot. Come up, hands to hips, check out the hips. Front hip back, back thigh forward. Press through the heels of the hands. Open the arms parallel to the floor. Press, press. Bending left. Keep the hips stable. Coming back up. Bending right. Keep the hips stable. Keep the foundation strong. Coming back up. Press the arms forward. Lean forward, tuck those left toes under, lift the knees, step forward, half or full fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, dropping the shoulders down. Arms come down shoulder height. Heels lift. If you cannot do a squat because it's just not good in your body, come down however you like. Otherwise, slowly come down into the squat. Drawing the shoulders, go from the toes to the heels to the bottom. Draw the shoulders back, slide the heels forward, lower the hands, tip the torso over the thighs, and find the forward fold that's good for you today. So, if you need your feet farther apart and the knees bent, give yourself that permission. If you can have the legs together and the legs straight, by all means. Do what really benefits your body and creates change. Don't look at a picture and think that that's what you need it to be, or don't look at me and think that we should be the same. And then slowly bring yourself up, bring those shoulders up into the ears, roll them back, roll them forward. Bend the knees, you can come down onto your back however you like. Or you can do a few of these spinal rocks, but remember, it's what benefits you, not me. Once you're all the way down, pause, thighs in at the chest, maybe go into a happy baby, rock it out to see what is it you need. Maybe stretching the legs up, walking the hands up the legs, tipping the chin towards the chest, lifting the torso up. Slowly coming down, opening the arms, lowering the legs straight down or bending the knees, putting the feet on the floor and stretching the legs out. Take a deep breath in, tighten everything just as tight as you can. And a big, long, loud letting go exhalation as you release. Take a moment, give yourself any last movements you need as you move into Shavasana. Remember, if you have a wall handy, you can do legs up the wall. If you have a bolster, you can place it under the knees. Maybe it's a day you need your Shavasana in a seated position. This is your time, and this time is all about you. Finding ease in the body so we can begin to create peace in the mind. Coming back to that place of mindful breathing. I inhale peace as I try to release. Inhale peace. Exhale to release. I give my body permission to relax. I give my mind permission to soften. Thoughts drift by like clouds in the sky, trying not to be attached to any one thought. My mind rests within that beautiful white light within my heart. And I know all that I need lies right there inside me as I try to let go. As you lie in Shavasana, if you know that you would like a few more moments in Shavasana, take this time, just tune me out and stay where you are for as long as you need to be. Otherwise, just slowly let your awareness begin to return. Allow gentle movement back into the body, slowly and mindfully. You might want a moment to roll over onto one side for a breath or two, transitioning slowly and gently back to your day, remembering to take all the kindness you show yourself on your mat. Take it with you for the rest of your day. Bring yourself slowly back up to a seated position. Seal your hands at heart center. Take a moment in gratitude to yourself and in gratitude to all those frontline workers out there keeping us safe and fed. Lift your gaze. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Don't forget, watch for our next classes on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day.